What's up guys, Ian Sandusky from Lakewood Machine and Tool back here again for Practical Machinists, and today we are in sunny Anaheim, California, as you can tell by the sun directly in my eyes. Today we've got something really special for you. We're here at Moseys Production Machinists. This is a shop that has been around a long time and has gone from manual machines to some of the most insane automation I've ever seen under one roof. You're not going to want to miss this one. Let's go check it out.
So we went from 0 to 34 automated pallets.
You guys dove right in the automation pool with both feet.
Is there any other way?
No, I guess not. What are these?
It's for movie night.
It's for movie night. No.
We started in 1975. We were founded by Fred Mosey here and his wife. So shortly after they began the business, the children came in. When they started, they were in a bunch of different industries. Oil tool primarily, but then the embargo came in and they shut that down. They got into medical laboratory equipment and a little bit of aerospace and some automotive.
Can we go take a look at this place?
I would love to.
I'm dying to see this. Now I gotta say, from outside, this place looks big, but you don't realize how big it is until you actually set foot in here. This place is massive.
Yeah, we're a 33,000 square foot building. Most of that's manufacturing floor. The offices are about an eighth of that size. So yeah, we have a fair amount of room. And we have a lot of open space still for even more expansion. We have two systems here. Each system's 2 horizontal mills with a pallet shuttle, 24 or 34 pallets and 24 pallets. And we constantly load those pallets with raw material. The machines will make chips all day and night to give us finished parts.
So you guys are squeezing every last second out of that spindle during the day.
We're doing our best.
Let's go take a look at one of these. I want to see this.
Leo here's getting ready to put raw material on this side, move parts over from the other side to finish these plates up. These are fuel covers for 737.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
That's a big piece of aluminum.
Yeah.
Now, how many of these roughly would you guys be doing in a lot, if this is a pretty typical lot for you?
We do 500 piece orders.
500 pieces. So that'd be a blanket and you're doing 500 pieces, 500 pieces, 500 pieces.
2-3 times a year.
And when you guys have this system here, based on my very limited knowledge of how these kind of things work, I take it you could, when this run is ending, set up a whole nother run of parts in here, and this thing will automatically pull the next program so you have no downtime between.
Absolutely. As soon as you put a part number to a pallet, it knows everything that goes with that part number, pulls all the offsets and work coordinates from the programs and loads them as the pallet shuttles into the machine. We have in-machine probing that will find material, find any XY adjustments that need to happen. It's completely automated.
Jeez. Well, and this thing, I take it, runs lights out.
Yeah, it runs close to 24/7 as we can get it.
Wow. So you could, in theory, have a different part on every pallet in there if you really wanted to.
We do.
You do?
Well, not entirely. This one shares 3. There's 34. This one shares 3. There's another part that shares 4, and then the rest are usually one part number, 1 pallet for the rest of the pallets.
This is a powerhouse.
And when we have vices, then there's several part numbers on a tombstone.
This
Depends on if it's a vice tombstone.
Now, I gotta ask you about these here. I've seen some pretty inventive ways of dealing with chips. These things look like, well, what are we looking at here? Is that a turntable?
Well, it's a agricultural industry. I think it's a cattle feeder for watering cattle. But what we do with it is we put it on a turntable that's set up on a DC motor to rotate very slowly. But it rotates very slowly and distributes the chips evenly, so we get a nice mound instead of overflowing onto the floor at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Because when you're running lights out, you know, it's not just keeping the parts going in the machine and material going in the machine. You also need to automate everything you can involved with it, including
what would typically be human decisions.
Absolutely.
You have to mechanically solve simple problems that people don't even think about.
It's amazing. Oh, and you can see a little easier here. Those are all your tombstones in there.
Yes.
And is that 2 levels?
Yeah, it's 2-story.
2 levels.
Yep.
Wow. That's one of the biggest ones I've ever seen in person.
17 on each layer.
On each layer?
Yeah.
Jeez. Now this over here, I see some good old Matsuras.
Yeah. This standard vertical mill, right now we're running an indexer. We do a lot of positional work here with the indexer. We'll do hexagon tombstones, smaller ones, put them between centers on an indexer and hit 6 sides.
Oh,
so we use
smart.
them just like a horizontal, but vertical.
I've never actually seen a hexagon tombstone. That makes a lot of sense though. And then this over here, I gotta look at it. We see some old Bridgeports over here, and these things are mint. Look at these.
Yeah, this is where we do any rework or tooling that's just quick and dirty. I make a lot of RC car parts.
Yeah, of course.
This is my weekend stuff.
This is the fun area.
Yeah.
And of course, an old Moseys lathe.
Yeah, this is one of our older pieces of equipment. One of the original machines.
No way.
Yep. At our height, we had around 50 people, and it's rows of engine lathes, rows of knee mills.
Yeah, we used to have 15 guys, each in a manual mill.
Yeah.
You can't find that many guys anymore, so you need to invest in this kind of automation.
Robots.
Now, when it comes to robots like this, when did you guys first get into this? Because I mean, you don't dive straight into something like tombstones on a huge pallet pool. What was your first kind of step towards that?
2002, we put this system in. So
That was your first one?
That was our first one. So we went from 0 to 34 automated pallets overnight. It took about 8 months to get them all up and running with any kind of consistency. And it took, of that 8 months, about 3 months before we could let that machine run and go home without being terrified. So
you guys dove right in the automation pool with both feet.
Is there any other way?
No, I guess not. And I see over here, this looks like tooling.
This is the tooling.
So we have, I see tool holders.
Those are all
more
of the
tool holders.
The static and live tools for our lathes go on this rack.
Oh, those are all live tools. Wow.
Live tools and static tools for our live tooling lathes.
That's a lot of money on that shelf right there, guys.
Yeah. 40 tapers, more live tooling and static tooling for the smaller lathes you'll see in a minute. Work holding, chucks, collets, more live tooling up here.
All very, very clean, very, very organized.
Yes. And then the tooling itself, all of our consumables are in the cabinets on a kiosk system with digital locks. So when somebody needs a tool, they'll bring their work order out or just pull it up on ProShop, because we use ProShop as our ERP system. It's cloud-based system. They'll pull up the setup sheet, get their tool number, punch it in the kiosk. It'll open the appropriate cabinet, decrease inventory, and they walk off with the tool and get busy.
Faster setup, less time looking for tools. You know what you got, so you don't go to grab something and all of a sudden we can't run this job because we got to wait on tooling for 3 days.
Cost control.
Jeez.
People need to get used to the change of having tools in their toolboxes or job boxes or on shelves to using a kiosk and understanding that it's not saying we're monitoring you or we're checking to see what you're taking. It's we're doing that so that we make sure that we buy a new one so that you don't run out.
Right, exactly.
You know,
keeping people doing what they do instead of waiting. It seems like if there's one word to describe what you guys are doing here, it's streamlined. You are minimizing downtime everywhere you can, from looking for stuff to not waiting on machines to finish to tooling. Everything is how quick and how easy can we make it?
Exactly. The goal is to remove the frustration. So instead a person goes to do their job, they have what they need. They're not searching for parts and pieces. So this is the standard lathe, Y-axis live tooling. Right now he's just turning those tubes. Very simple process for this machine, but we do a lot of heavier turning for us, heavier turning and milling over here.
Ooh, I see some big Okumas. What are we looking at here?
Oh, these are Multis, 5-axis lathes, dual spindle turret and 5-axis milling head. That's Nidra.
Look at this.
That is Nidra. She is founding member.
Chairman of the board.
She is the chairman of the board. She was Freddie's wife and current owner Bob's mother. She's not with us anymore, but what we decided to do is the first 2 robots we got, we named after Freddie and Nidra, and I made plaques. I have a small wood shop at home. I made plaques for them, and we put a picture in there with a plaque as tribute and honor to the family.
So and now she's here keeping you guys going.
Yeah, she's still here working.
Now
that's a cool picture of her. I don't know if you'd be able to catch it on camera or not, but she's sitting on the floor with a typewriter on a chair doing probably shippers or invoicing.
That's hilarious. So this is our second side of this here.
This is a twin machine. It's exactly the same machine. Just 1 year older. Same setup, robot, vision system, palletizing, depalletizing.
Wait, so explain for the people at home who may not know. Automation is one thing. The thing can pick up a part, puts it in. I take it, like you said, for a lot of these machines, they have probing, it'll adjust. But what is palletizing and depalletizing?
Okay, so depalletizing. This is a single layer of raw material. If we were to have more blanks, we could put one of those slip sheets from the floor on top and continue to stack them. The robot's going to use its camera system here to find the parts. When it doesn't find any more parts, it knows that it's empty. It will turn to the suction side, take that slip sheet off the top, put it away, and then come back, lower the camera focal position and start taking new pictures and keep going. It does the opposite of that on the outbound side. It puts the parts down, and after it fills a layer, it knows that it's full by part count. It goes over there, picks up a sheet with the suction cups, puts it on top, and raises its Z height and continues a new layer.
So when it comes to the automation side of things here, I take it, you know, you guys have that one other robot. For a shop that really embraces automation, what would your next step be, or what would something you guys are looking at down the road into automating or putting in here?
Metrology.
Automated metrology.
Yes, we want CMMs in the cell. So we can do our complete AQL while the machine's running in the middle of the night.
And then nobody needs to touch it. They just go and take the reports.
They can just verify.
Verify.
Yep. So for me anyway, people doing the work, moving the parts and doing the work is a waste of what people are really good at. People are really good at figuring things out. So the more time they have to get education, learn about the industry, learn about what's coming up, learn about technology, and figure out how to solve these problems, the better for us, because they come up with, well, the ideas that you've seen so far. Those don't just come up on their own. There's people thinking and working on that. And when they're busy loading machines and thinking about the mechanical processes of things, they're not free to come up with a great idea.
Now I see big screens over here.
Yes.
What are these?
It's for movie night.
It's for movie night. No. Well, you got to do something when the automation's
That's how
happening,
we watch
right?
World Cup. So these are metrics. Right-hand screen's refreshing, but that would be any maintenance items that are due. And the center screen gives you our financial metrics, our on-time delivery performance, our quality performance, our utilization performance. And it's a Power BI setup, so I extract the information from our ERP system, push it to Excel. From Excel, I publish it to Power BI. And I have formulas that change colors based off of what percentages we're hitting that let everybody know from a distance, are we red, yellow, green? And if we're all green, we're good.
Life's good that day.
Or yellow and red, which we have some yellow and red now, there's something to work on. So yeah, they know exactly what to do.
I haven't seen, I mean, I like to think that a lot of companies are communicative and transparent with the employees. I've not seen this level of transparency right there on the floor anywhere. This is a first for me.
You don't get real buy-in unless you give too. You have to let people know what's going on. They want to know. Even the people that say they don't want to know, and there's some, yeah, I don't care about all that. They do. Of course they do, because it's their future you're talking about. It's their livelihood. They want to know the condition, the health of the business, because as management holds people accountable to performance, we need to be held accountable to the ultimate performance.
Right.
And they need to understand what the ultimate performance is. Are we in the green? Are we running well? And if we're not, what are you, team, senior leadership, what are you doing about this?
Right.
So I am very accountable, and they hold my feet to the fire all the time.
It's not a bad thing.
No, I love it. I wouldn't have it any other way. You know, we all work together and I work for them. That's my job.
And the other thing I think that's important to point out about this, you know, the first thing people will say, I imagine, is, well, if I see red, people are going to feel bad. It's not about a punishment or whatever. It's, you want to see green, it makes you feel good.
Yeah.
You know that everything's running well as a guy on the floor.
Well, you're on the proper trajectory for profit sharing and things like that.
Absolutely.
You know?
And you guys do that here?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a great program to have. This is nuts. Over here I see we have some bar-fed lathes.
Yep. These are bar loaders, different.
Bar loaders.
These take up to 36-inch bars and they'll run right up the ramp. You can stack as many as will fit in this ramp. So when it depletes a bar, it pushes a slug out and it loads a new bar in and it keeps running.
Jeez.
So we run little dudes like this, complete turning, milling, everything involved off of bar from start till it's done running.
Woo! Oh yeah, those are nice.
Yep. Half index position.
And these things, much like everything else here, people, we talk about automation and how to get into it. A really good first step people may not think about, this is automation.
Yeah.
Right? That's the whole automation right there.
And right here, this is a conveyor. So this brings parts out. The bar loader brings material in, conveyor brings parts out.
You don't need I mean, it's good to have the giant robots for that, but if someone's looking for an easy way to get into this, when you buy the machine, get the bar loader, get the conveyor, that's automation.
And high pressure unit, and that's all low hanging fruit.
Easy. Oh, so there's another same kind of thing.
15-inch Akuma.
Look at, can I look at
castings?
Can I pick up one of these castings here?
Yeah.
Look at the size of these things. Oh my God.
Those are for refueling, refueling airplanes on the tarmac.
Oh my.
Those go on the fuel tank underneath the plane.
Those are big parts.
Yeah, big cast iron.
Jeez. Now, James is the process improvement specialist here.
Yes.
What exactly does that title mean?
It's an interesting title. It's improving any process we have, whether it's streamlining, bringing processes back in-house, or working out bugs in processes we have that we see hiccups in that may cause problems down the line through our process or to end user, which may be customer.
Right. And that seems like a big thing you guys do here. If there's a way to make it better, that's a priority for you guys.
Always, right?
And what are we looking at here? Because I have a feeling this is one of your contraptions here.
So I don't ever say anything's mine. It's a team effort here.
Right.
But on these cells, we run anywhere from 4 to 8, sometimes 10 jobs at once.
At once.
Yeah. So right now I'm running 3, 4, I got 4 going. I'm setting up 3 others.
Jeez.
So it's a massive amount of inspection tools for each part. So what I try to do to streamline the process and keep things organized is to have identified tooling boxes for the inspection tools. So they come kitted from inspection, and when they're running their part, they can grab this and get right checking their part. And when they're done, they just hand the whole box back to QC and they go back into circulation.
Now I gotta ask you about this over here. This looks like a livestock tank to me, but I have a feeling that's probably not the case.
No, this is actually we were spending, our outside process for wash is 10 days minimum.
Oh.
So this is something we put together on a couple weekends, a couple $100, and it saves us 10 days. And it was a design for one part, but these are actually removable, and you can manipulate this so we can wash other things.
This thing's awesome.
Yeah, you just put it in there, set a timer, and you're good to go.
It's so, not bizarre is the wrong word. It's so inspiring is probably the better word.
Yeah.
To see that you guys aren't cheaping out on the really expensive stuff that makes your job easier. And this isn't cheaping out. This is when you need something that works, you guys are investing the time and the ingenuity, come up with a solution yourself, solve the problem.
That's what I love about this place. It's my favorite place.
Oh, of course.
It's my favorite place. Hands down. My favorite.
John, thank you very much for having us today. If people want to find out more about Moseys Production Machinists, where should they go?
Well, we can go online to www.moseys.com or LinkedIn, Moseys Production Machinists. We're on Facebook as well, under Moseys Production Machinists.
Excellent. Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
So there you have it, guys. Thank you very much to everyone here at Moseys Precision Machinists for having us. This is such an inspirational place to see so many incredible problem-solving solutions under one roof. And you know, if these guys can jump in with both feet on an automation cell like that, makes it a little less scary trying to put a robot in your shop, or at least considering one. As always, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on notifications below. Thank you very much for watching, guys. You take care.